Colin, another NFC East team, Philadelphia Eagles, A.J. Brown. We now have a report that indicates Philly is chasing a, quote, Quinnen Williams-type deal for A.J. Brown. I will remind you what the Jets got for Quinnen Williams. They got a second-round pick in this year's draft, a first next year in what's expected to be a great draft, and a defensive tackle in Mozzie Smith. I don't know if he's a starter, rotational guy, but a 1, a 2, and a player. Do you think A.J. Brown gets anything near that?
No.
I would have said no 2 hours ago, and then the DJ Moore deal happened.
I could say a 1 and a player, and he's not going to be a Pro Bowl player. I'll give you a 1 and like a number 3 corner. Absolutely. I'm not giving you a 1, a 2, and a star defensive tackle. No. He's expensive, and he can be... There's maintenance.
Maintenance. That's a nice way to put it. But that's weird because DJ Moore... Again, I don't want to diminish what he's done. Like you said, he's always available. He's great. He's not much of a locker room issue guy. AJ Brown is considerably higher on any list of best receivers in the league than DJ Moore, correct?
Yeah.
Moore's not a top 10, and that's not to knock him.
No, DJ Moore's excellent.
He's very, very good.
I would say A.J. Brown's a top 5 receiver. DJ Moore is a 1. So, but I like DJ Moore a lot. A.J. Brown is different, but you get some stuff with A.J. Brown. That's okay. He's a very unique body type. Corners don't Christian Gonzalez could line up with him because of his size and strength, the Patriots corner. Most corners just don't match up very well with A.J. Brown's, size and girth and length and power.
So DJ Moore is 28, turns 29 next month. A.J. Brown, who is one of the best one-on-one receivers in the league, he's 28, turns 29 in June. So the ages are actually, a few months apart. I'm starting to think A.J. Brown's not going to get moved, Colin. I think the asking price is going to be too high. Howie drives a hard bargain, and you know what? Hey, clean it up. Figure it out, Sirianni. Get your quarterback and your wide receiver to hang out. Get him to go to Dave & Buster's and play some games and bond.
Okay.
You know what's hilarious? Because Colin kind of accidentally backed himself into a corner here because he's talking about A.J. Brown, some of the stuff, some of the noise that he brings. Oh, I thought that was Sirianni's fault. I thought that was Jalen Hurts' fault because Colin kept saying his receivers don't even like him. Well, now it's an A.J. Brown problem, though.
Okay. You know what's hilarious? Because Kylan kind of accidentally packed himself into a corner here because he's talking about A.J. Brown. Some of the stuff, some of the noise that he brings. I thought that was Sirianni's fault. I thought that was Jalen Hurts' fault because Colin kept saying his receivers don't even like him. Well, now it's an A.J. Brown problem, though. I'm just saying, who's the problem? Who's the cause of this? Travis O'Shea also pointed out in the comments about, also the Eagles have a big, asking price also because of the dead cap situation of with A.J. Brown. And so that becomes something to factor in as well. I mean, when you look at some of what these other guys are going for, right? Obviously the Chiefs and trading with the Rams and DJ Moore, when we're looking at all this type of movement, this was my whole R, and this, I always try my best to not just repeat videos and repeat takes, and so I'm not, but this part bears repeating. The Eagles have the power, and the teams that want an A.J. Brown, it's like, do you want him or not? Like if you want him, you got to pay for him. And the teams that are going to want A.J. Brown, they are going for a legitimate Super Bowl. They're not just like, oh, we think that we could get a wide receiver to help support the growth of our no. Like even Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills going after and getting a Diggs, like that's still a specific situation. This is like, hey, we're trying to win a Super Bowl. It was just reported that the Patriots are in the business of getting a star receiver, right? And obviously, I don't think that the Eagles are going to make a trade with the Dallas Cowboys, but a team like the Dallas Cowboy, it's like, what are you doing? Are you trying to win a Super Bowl this year or not? Like, what are you doing? Baltimore Ravens, what are you doing? How are you getting over this hump here? It's not like you're the teams that are trading for A.J. Brown aren't going to be a team like the Carolina Panthers where they're like, hey, we have a good foundation. We'd love to build off of it. We think we can take a decent step forward. Like, hey, let's go. Or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers where they're like, oh no, we lost Mike Evans probably. Like, all right, like we can make a move for A.J. Brown. It's like, no, it's a team that's like, man, we're right there. We are right there. We need a body. We need a dude. We need someone with multiple Super Bowl appearances with an actual Super Bowl ring on his finger, an actual seasoned veteran, an elite seasoned veteran. Although this is where I'll back myself into a corner. I don't know. Is he as elite? You say he's a top 5 wide receiver. He didn't play like a top 5 wide receiver last year, and not even with the scheme and whatnot. He was not playing as a top 5 receiver. And believe me, I do not blame. I blame Patullo, all that other stuff. A.J. Brown is not the top of the list. But regardless, drawing that line and already having endless of those conversations, A.J. Brown was clearly not at his best. And you could say, well, he was dejected. It was this, that. It's like, all right, I don't know. Maybe like it's funny, and I wish I said this before, but Nick Wright was talking about how DJ Moore, he goes, wide receiver position is weird. He goes, I think DJ Moore, he's past his prime, and that's why he's like, I don't think this was necessarily a good move with the Buffalo Bill, He's like, it was an okay move. It was a fine move. And it's like, all right, well then, what about A.J. Brown? Is A.J. Brown past his prime? Certainly didn't look like he was in his prime in the playoffs against the 49. A.J. Brown was A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts was throwing him perfect balls. Perfect balls. A.J. Brown was dropping him straight up. He was not biting himself open again. Kevin Patullo, O-line, etc., run game, blah, 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 all deserve blame, all deserve blame. He was not winning at the line, though. He was not. So, I don't know. All things to consider, but that's when it is kind of an interesting thing. It's like, okay, well, those are things to consider, and what's the asking price, and what should the asking price be? And when you look at certain teams again, what's his face, who was traded from the Jets to, I can't think of his name right now, who went to S. Gardner, who went to the Colts. Wasn't he traded for 2 first? Yeah, 2 first and a dude, and that was because the Colts were like, hey, we can win a Super Bowl. And obviously things fell apart for them because of injuries, but like that wasn't necessarily a bad trade. If you feel like you're like, dude, our offense is legit, we want to fortify our defense, they absolutely could have made a Super Bowl run. Absolutely. They couldn't have beaten the Patriots or Bo Nix. This is going to sound weird, so I'll just say without Bo Nix and the Braun, no Bo Nix and the Broncos, of course they could have. Of course they could have. So a team that's really right on the cusp won't take a big swing and say, we know it's pricey. We know it's expensive, but man, we have a chance to win it all right now. We're just taking the swing. Of course they can. And that's why A.J. Brown can stay here for the remainder of this, at least until the trade deadline, so to speak. And I do not think it'll change his rep. Even if he's getting no targets and he's miserable and he's reading a book, the guy could be like meditating. He could be reading the Bible, self-help. It doesn't matter what he's reading. It won't hurt his value because teams will either be like, we need him, we want him, or not. Not to mention people would blame the Eagles for it anyway. They blame Jalen Hurts. They wouldn't blame A.J. Brown. The only way his stock really hurts in terms of like what the Eagles can get for him is if the Eagles are balling. They're playing great, and A.J. Brown is really upset, right? Everyone's eaten except A.J. Brown, and now he's miserable, and then they could be like, all right, don't you just want to get rid of this guy? But then even then, the Eagles I still think hold a ton of power because they're like, we're winning, we're fine. And even though he's reading, the Bible over there, doesn't matter. Hey, he's listen, he's becoming more spiritually well-versed. So like we respect that A.J. Brown wants to kind of get more in touch with God, and we have no problem with that whatsoever. We don't need to trade him. We're pretty happy about it. We believe in his pursuit of peace, love, and prosperity. We're winning games. We're 12-2 right now. It's all good. Everyone's really happy. So you even in that situation, it wouldn't be. So again, no matter what the situation they're playing, great. AJ's unhappy, doesn't matter. They're playing awful, and AJ Brown's unhappy. Eagles still have the car, They'll still be like, well, don't you want to get rid of this guy? And it's like, yeah, we do. But like, listen, we're going to be drafting top 10. We're cooking. We're happy. Do you want him or not? Are you going to make a Super Bowl run or not? If you want him, give us a first right now. You know, like that's what we want. And a team that's like, gosh, we're trying to win the Super Bowl. We're 12-2 right now. We're so close. Our wide receiver 1 just went down or he's out for the next 4 or 5 weeks. All right. And obviously can't be 12-2. What? You know, whatever a cutoff point would be. Like that's how we see it happen. That's how we see it happen year after year after year. And that's why I maintain, no matter the situation, ultimately the Eagles have a ton of power. A ton of power. And so they're throwing out there, they're like, yeah, this is what we want. Show me what you got. And if we don't like it, we're good. We're okay. This does not redefine us because we will still be able to move off him and get something in return. Something productive. Something positive. And we do not feel as though that we need to get rid of him just for the sake of, you know, addition by subtraction. That's when you lose your bargaining power. That's when the Eagles lose their power. When it's the whole addition by subtraction, and all the teams know that. And like, I feel like as though that I've laid out for you, no matter the situation, no matter the wins and losses of the Eagles, whether it's amazing or terrible, Eagles still good. That's the power that they have. That's the position that they're in. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about this truly, truly, truly never-ending conversation? Listen, last offseason, it was all about the tush push, right? We literally kept talking about the tush push like every other day. It's going to get bad. It's going to get banned. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. And now we are in the A.J. Brown offseason. Now we're in the A.J. Brown offseason, Asen. So, let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. So, we're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.